Welcome, amazing parents, to day 2 of our consistency challenge. It's great to see some returning faces here already and some new ones. Outstanding. Yesterday on day 1, we covered unconditional positive regard, which is really the foundation for all positive parenting and must be used consistently to see those results pay off. Today on day 2, we're diving into one of my quick wins, daily rhythms. And this is where you'll start to see results fast. And it's all about the consistency of your daily flow. So let's do a quick parenting check-in before we get moving. On a scale of 1 to 10, how chaotic was your morning routine today? Drop a number in the comments. No judgments here. Maybe you're at a 8.5 today. Maybe, but if you've got time to join this live, you're probably not an 8.5 though. I'm hoping you're all probably more reasonable here. Maybe even less than 6. Although maybe morning was tough and now it's getting a little rough. Okay, I see some good 6s, 5s, got 3s, 6, 8. Okay, good stuff. My morning routine, it was probably like a 5 to 7 today, somewhere in there. But we're here now. Thank you for being mindful and intentional about your parenting. Thanks for joining me for this live. And we've all been there with busy mornings, but you made it here right now. So welcome. If you're just joining us, then welcome. I'm Dr. Lindsay Emerson. This is day 2 of our 5-day consistency challenge. It's going to be running all week at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So glad you're here today. Join me for the rest. And yesterday we talked about day 1, unconditional positive regard. Today is day 2. We're going to talk about daily rhythms as your secret weapon for better behavior. And this strategy, daily rhythms, is all about bringing consistency into your family. So if that sounds good to you, then you are in the right place. As a quick reminder, you can grab your free consistency challenge guide at drlindsay.com/consistency. And I recommend that you keep it digital rather than printing it because it has a lot of live links to bonus videos and resources. You can also print it, but just make sure you check the digital copy so you can click on those links more easily. Let's get down to it. Today, daily rhythms. We're going to talk about the power of predictability. So children are navigating a world filled with constant new learning experiences, right? And what they can predict, when they can predict what's coming and what's expected of them, their brains can relax a little bit. And these daily rhythms help kids to feel safe and capable. This is the concept of consistency, right? This whole concept of our consistency challenge. This is bringing this concept of consistency to your daily routine. And the predictable flow that you can set up for your kids really creates this sense of security. And why does that matter? Because when your kids feel safe and secure, their brains can relax a little bit, they can take in new information more, and they can respond more productively when you make requests of them. Everything from, hey, let's get your shoes on so we can head to the park, to keep your hands off your sister. Hands are for gentle touch. Keep them to yourselves. All these little requests you make throughout the day. Your kids can respond more favorably when their brains are relaxed a little more. They're able to focus in. They don't have to worry about what's coming next. Where are we going next? What's going on? And so if we get daily rhythms on board with your parenting, your kids will benefit and you will benefit. So what are daily rhythms? Daily rhythms are not the same as a rigid schedule because every day is going to be a little bit different as a parent, right? So what daily rhythms are is the flow to your day. So there's wake, there's breakfast, there's play, there's snack, there's some quiet time, there's lunch, there's outdoor play, rest, dinner, bath, bed. And kids thrive when they know what generally comes next. That's the power of consistency. Does your child need to take a bath every night? No. Will it make your bedtime routine easier? Yes. The more consistent the flow throughout their day is, the easier it gets for you because they just know what's coming next. They know what's expected of them. They can relax a little and they can kind of fall into line more easily. And that helps to just create an overall more positive family dynamic. Now, obviously, there are going to be some things that vary from day to day. I've got to run this errand, or we only go to school on certain days. There are going to be variations. And to some degree, that's exciting, right? That's what makes each day a little bit different and gives them new opportunities to grow and become more flexible. But what you can do is standardize some key portions of their day, and your child will benefit and their behavior will improve. So let's talk about the ebb and the flow. This is crucial. You want to avoid stacking too many stimulating events in a row. So if you have high energy activity and then a calm activity and then high energy activity, that's going to create a more stable flow throughout your day that's going to lead to better behavior. So for example, you might have park time, super high energy activity, and then you might have some quiet reading time. Then you might have a dance party, and then you might have puzzle time. And so it's giving your child a little bit of an opportunity to flow naturally. You can also think about this in terms of stressful or highly demanding activities, like if they're sitting in the car and they're going grocery shopping and they're cleaning up their toys. If they're all stacked one on top of another, it's too much for your child and they're bound to melt down. But if you spread them out throughout the day, adding non-stressful activities like free play or outdoor time between those high intensity activities, then your child will be set up for success. And so in my parent coaching program, I always talk about setting your child up for success because there are so many things that you can do to help promote their better behavior. Doesn't mean they're always going to have perfect behavior. Just means the chances of them showing you their best behavior today are much better. And getting these daily rhythms on board in your parenting routine is going to be a way to help them show you their best behavior more consistently. So try consistently alternating between high and low activities. And this is how you really work with your child's biology and work with their daily energy and work with their ability to take in new information and balance that with calm moments where they don't have to worry about what's going on. Now, why is this a quick win? Unlike yesterday's more philosophical concept where we were talking about unconditional positive regard, this is really tactical. So you can implement this today and you can see results by bedtime. It works with your child's natural biology. The consistency of your daily rhythm creates this predictability that reduces this anxiety, this stress throughout the day, and resistance. So real life examples, I'm going to give you a few more to just kind of bring this point to reality for you here. Okay, let's talk about consistent morning routines. So depending on the age of your child, maybe you wake, you do a little diaper or potty, you do some breakfast, get dressed, brush teeth. It's the same order for predictability. That's going to be much smoother of a process than if today you wake up and you go straight to toothbrushing, and then tomorrow you wake up and you go straight to breakfast, and then they're like, whoa, what's going on? I don't want to brush my teeth right now. If it's part of a regular routine, then they just know what to expect, and they're much more willing to comply with the routine. Okay, sure, it's for toothbrushing time because we do it every morning at this time. We always go to breakfast, so then we always go to toothbrushing time. It's predictable. It's much easier for them to be set up for success. Say, sure, let's go brush teeth. Let's talk about consistent cleanup routines. So we got the morning routine, cleanup routine. This is going to vary. I'm just going to give you an example. You can set up a routine in any different way, but let's just say that you always tidy before you transition to the next activity. So whenever we get out this bucket of toys or that basket, or we go to this play area, we always clean up that area before we move to something else. Totally reasonable. If that's your family routine, that works. Or maybe you have a routine that you tidy up at certain times of the day, like before every meal. So we just kind of free play, do whatever we want. And then when it's snack time, we got to clean up before snack. And then when it's lunch, we have to clean up before lunch. And then when it's dinner, we have to clean up before dinner. So it's just an alternative way to do it. Neither one's better. The key is that you develop a consistent routine so they know what's expected of them. So then they start doing it automatically. And the more you can standardize these different routines throughout the day, the more you're going to set your child up for success. We've got the morning routine, we've got the cleanup routine. Let's talk about a consistent after school routine for kids who go to school. So maybe they come home and they do snack, and then you do outdoor play. And then if they are at an age where they have homework, then you do your homework. And then they're allowed to have their screen time. And so they will resist this less when they know what's expected. So instead of, oh, I have to do homework before screen time, Yeah, you have to do homework for screen time because that's our family rule. And again, I'm not saying you have to do it that way. This is just an example. Different families have different routines. But if that's your rule, yeah, then that's what we do. We do it every day. It's always homework before screen time. And so it becomes less of this shocker of like, oh man, it's so disappointing I have to do this, because you know what's coming. They know what to expect. They know this is the routine. You're setting them up for success by consistently keeping that routine going for them. Let's talk about consistent bedtime routine. That one we're going to cover in more detail tomorrow when we dive into the topic of sleep. But that is going to be the fourth really key point during the day when you can establish a very clear routine that will help bring daily rhythms into your family to make your family dynamics run so much more smoothly. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite daily routine and how you're going to bring consistency to your home. I would love to see what you're noted. I've got comments in a few different places, so just keeping track. Great. Okay, so bedtime. Yes, bedtime. Sometimes we fall off around the holidays, totally normal. But if you can bring that consistency back in bedtime routine, you're going to see huge improvements quickly. We're going to spend most of tomorrow for this 5-day consistency challenge. Most of tomorrow, we're going to be talking about bedtime because it is such a big one. Okay, morning routine. Yes, getting toothbrush done before you head out the door so you don't have to tackle it later in the day. I love that. Yes, and so just getting that flow, letting your kids know what to expect, going to make it so much easier for them to do what's expected of them each day if you have this daily flow. And again, there's going to be a little variety day to day. You know, what errand are we running today? What project do we need to do at home? Which crafts are we going to get out? But the key is to have the underlying daily rhythm there to set your child up for success. Let me share with you a success story from a mom in my Amazing Parents Club, which is my parent coaching program. So I just got off our weekly Q&A call with them. And the mom had a great question during the call. Her daughter would cry and scream when she was asked to clean up toys. So we talked about it last week, and we talked about a plan, and we looked at the daily routine, and we reorganized their cleanup process because we realized what was happening was that her daughter was hungry and tired whenever she was asking for cleanup. So maybe they were using something a little bit more like cleanup before snack, and that's going to work for some families, not going to work for all families. Or you can do it, but you got to clean up before your child totally decompensates because they're super hungry. So the timing has to be right. So for her, she was saying, my child's just hungry, she's tired, she doesn't clean up. And so what we talked about last week was integrating several changes. We talked about building in the cleanup to happen before snack time when she still had energy far enough before, instead of waiting for bigger cleanup times later in the day. We talked about some of the language that she was using because there's so many different ways that you can really make subtle communication changes that will help your child to then follow through and comply more quickly. And it depends, especially depending on the age of the child. So if you have a really young child, some really small shifts in communication can make a huge difference. But going on through all ages, communication is another one of the key 5 C's to amazing parenting. So we broke cleanup into smaller chunks. We guided her based on her developmental stage. And then she reported back this week. And guess what? She said that within just a few days, the screaming stopped. And that's the power of working with your child's natural rhythms. So we changed her cleanup routine throughout the day. We got it to be at a more appropriate time. We broke it into smaller chunks so it wasn't feeling overwhelming. And we talked about how to communicate the change to her. And very quickly, we see the change. This is the power of consistency. So remember, consistency, which is what we're focusing on this week in the consistency challenge, is just one of the 5 key categories where intentional effort can really transform your family dynamics. I call them the 5 C's to amazing parenting, and they work together to help you parent with calm confidence. We're going to touch more on the 5 C's as the challenge goes on. Speaking of the challenge, so we're on day 2 of day 5. Make sure you grab your free consistency challenge guide. It is an 11-page guide. I put a ton of stuff into there. For today specifically, there's a daily rhythm worksheet that you can fill out to help you start analyzing your family's daily rhythm to set your child up for success by really mastering that ebb and flow, making sure it's not action, 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 and then crash. And instead, we've got a rhythm. So it's, oh, we're going grocery shopping. That can be a little stressful. When we come home, we better just relax a little bit and do some quiet play. Oh, we've got to do some homework this afternoon. Okay, let's do some outdoor playtime after that. Whew. So we've got that rhythm. And you can think about it in your own life. If you have, let's just say you had a corporate job, right? And you go meeting, meeting, meeting. Oh, my brain is exploding, right? But if you have meeting and they have a little time to just get caught up on your email inbox, okay, and then you have another meeting, okay, and then it's lunch. Much more reasonable. And that's the flow that your child can benefit from as well. So use that consistency challenge guide, drlindsay.emerson.com/consistency. And you can use that daily rhythm worksheet. It can help you map out your current rhythm and identify where you can make some simple tweaks. And the digital copy is great because it has links to so many other video references that can really help you in this consistency category. So what happens if you don't use consistency? So here's the reality. Without consistent daily rhythms, mornings stay chaotic, transitions keep triggering meltdowns, and you keep fighting the same battles every single day because your child's nervous system is just staying on override because they never know what's coming next. Everything's new for kids, right? So learning experiences happen everywhere for kids. But if they can stay in this flow, then they know, okay, well, this is part of the routine. Something's going to be a little new, like, hey, maybe it's a new toothpaste we're trying, but I know it's toothbrushing time. So it's not overwhelming. It's not everything all at once. It's just one little change here and there because they have their regular rhythm to fall back on. So when you establish consistent daily rhythms, even if you're just starting with one routine like morning or cleanup, you're going to see resistance decrease, cooperation increase, and your child will actually relax because they know what to expect. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one routine today, just one, and make it consistent for the next 3 days and watch what happens. You got this, amazing parents. So daily rhythms, just summing it up, are one of our fastest ways to reduce daily battles throughout the day by using the power of consistency. Tomorrow on day 3, we're going to build on this with consistent sleep, another game changer. And I'm sharing some numbers that might surprise you tomorrow. Now, these strategies compound when you use them together. So start with one routine and make it your goal to, over the next couple of weeks, tackle those 4 main routines that we talked about earlier. Make sure you're following if you're not already to catch day 3 tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. All the lives will also be saved to my profile, so don't worry if you're not available at that exact time. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Okay, keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey. Bye for now.